Welcome to our channel. Roosevelt dimes may seem ordinary, but some carry exceptional value and fascinating stories. These small coins have captured the attention of collectors around the world. Stay with us until the end to learn what makes these coins truly remarkable. Let's jump right in. You might not give a second thought to a dime. It's small, lightweight, and easy to overlook. For most people, it's just spare change, something tossed into a jar or handed over without a glance. But once in a while, a coin that seems ordinary turns out to be worth a closer look. Let's begin today's video with one such coin. A Roosevelt dime from the year 1972. At first glance, it looks just like the millions of others produced that year. You'll see Roosevelt's profile on the front, facing left. The words, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" are there, along with the date, 1972. On the back, you'll see the torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right. There's no mint mark under the date, which tells us this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Now, here's where it gets interesting. In 1972, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 430 million Roosevelt dimes. That's a massive number. These coins were produced quickly, with high-speed equipment, and the focus was on volume, not perfection. As a result, most dimes from this year have weak or worn details, especially on the reverse side of the coin, where the torch appears. The fine horizontal lines, or bands, that wrap around the torch are often faint, flat, or even missing in places. But not all of them. A small number of 1,972 dimes were struck especially well. These coins show complete, full details, including strong, fully separated horizontal bands across the torch. When a coin has those fully struck torch bands, collectors refer to it as having full bands, or FB for short. On a 1972 dime from Philadelphia, that's a rare and highly collectible feature. This particular dime we're talking about today is one of those rare full bands examples. Let's talk briefly about the technical side. The coin weighs 2.27 grams and has a diameter of about 17.9 millimeters. It's made of copper nickel over a pure copper core. That composition has been standard since 1965, when the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in its circulating dimes. So nothing about the metal content makes this coin special. What makes it special is the strike quality and the condition it has survived in. Most 1972 dimes today are well worn. You'll find them in change with scratches, dings, and dull surfaces. Even many uncirculated coins from that year show weak detail due to worn dies or light strikes. Finding one with full torch bands, sharp edges, and clean surfaces is extremely rare, especially in high grades. This brings us to coin grading. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with MS, or mint state, grades starting at 60 and going up to 70. A typical uncirculated coin might grade MS 63 or MS 64. Higher grade coins like MS 66 or MS 67 are more difficult to find. But when a coin reaches MS 68, it's in exceptional territory, nearly flawless to the naked eye, with brilliant luster and only the slightest imperfections visible under magnification. Now imagine that same MS 68 grade, but with the rare full bands designation. That's what we have here, a 1972 Roosevelt dime from the Philadelphia Mint, with no mint mark, graded MS 68 full bands. It's one of the finest known examples of this date and variety. The torch bands are fully defined and cleanly separated, with no merging or softness. The fields are smooth and bright, the devices are crisp, and the overall eye appeal is exceptional. And this exact coin sold for $89,000. That sale makes it one of the most valuable clad Roosevelt dimes ever recorded. Not because of any error, not because of silver or gold content, but because it represents the absolute top condition possible for a coin that millions of people never thought twice about. It's worth noting, this is not a typical price. Most 1972 dimes are worth only face value. Even uncirculated ones, without the full bands designation, might bring just a few dollars. Coins with some wear, or ones that haven't been certified, are still common and inexpensive. The majority will never be worth more than pocket change. But if a coin has the right combination of sharp detail, pristine surfaces, and the elusive full bands, then it becomes something much more than a 10-cent piece. It becomes a target for serious collectors who are willing to pay significant premiums for the best examples available. If you come across a 1972 Roosevelt dime, don't ignore it. Look at the condition. Rotate it in the light. Check the torch bands on the reverse. Are the lines sharp and clearly separated? Is the coin free from major marks or wear? If so, it might be worth setting aside. And if it seems especially well preserved, consider having it evaluated by a professional grading service. Not every coin will be worth thousands, or even hundreds, but some might surprise you. And once in a while, one dime out of hundreds of millions turns out to be worth nearly $90,000. Next up, we have a dime from 1994 that might at first seem completely ordinary, almost invisible among the countless coins in circulation. But this particular coin hides some interesting details that have made it a standout for collectors, and for good reason. This is a Roosevelt dime, a design familiar to many. On the front, it features the profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, a design that has been in use since 1946. The reverse shows the iconic torch representing liberty, flanked by an olive branch symbolizing peace and an oak branch standing for strength and independence. These design elements have remained largely unchanged for decades, making the dime a classic piece of everyday currency. Now, the coin we're focusing on was minted in Philadelphia, which you can tell because it has no mint mark under the date. The absence of a mint mark is a subtle but important detail that helps identify its origin. In 1994, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 1 billion of these dimes. That's more than 1 billion coins all struck in essentially the same way, intended for day-to-day transactions all over the country. Most of these coins were quickly put into circulation, passing through countless hands, wallets, and coin jars. Over time, this normal wear and tear leaves its mark, edges get rounded, details become soft, and surfaces lose their original shine. But what happens when a coin escapes that normal fate? What if a dime made in 1994 was never spent, never carried, never scratched or nicked? What if it was preserved in pristine condition right from the moment it was struck? That's where things start to get interesting. Collectors pay close attention to the condition of a coin, and even the tiniest details can matter a lot. One of those details for Roosevelt dimes is the bands on the torch on the reverse side. If you look closely, you'll notice a series of thin, horizontal lines crossing the torch. Most coins have these lines faint or partially merged due to wear or the minting process. But some coins have what's called full bands, meaning those lines are fully distinct, crisp, and completely separated from one another. Having full bands on a Roosevelt dime is a key indicator of quality strike and preservation, and it can add significant value to the coin. But full bands alone don't tell the whole story. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, where 70 is considered perfect condition with no flaws. Most circulated coins score far below that, often showing obvious signs of wear. An uncirculated coin might be graded anywhere from MS-60, mint state 60, to MS-70. For a modern coin like this 1994 dime, grades above MS-65 are already quite rare. When a coin is graded MS-68, it means the coin is almost flawless, sharp details, clean surfaces, and excellent eye appeal. This particular dime combines both qualities. It has full bands and is graded MS-68, putting it among the best surviving examples of its year and type. Why is this important? Because even though over 1 billion were made, only a handful exist in this condition. Most were used daily and lost those fine details. Many uncirculated coins don't show full bands clearly or have minor imperfections. This coin is an exceptional survivor. Now, here's where the story takes an unusual turn. When this coin was sold recently, it fetched a price far beyond what you might expect for a dime. It sold for $58,000. That's an extraordinary figure for a 10-cent coin minted less than 30 years ago. What drives a price like that? It's the perfect storm of rarity, condition, and collector demand. This coin is a reminder that value in collecting doesn't just come from age or metal content. It comes from how rare a particular condition is, and how much collectors are willing to pay to own something truly exceptional. Many people don't realize that coins from recent decades can reach such high prices if they are among the finest known. It challenges the idea that only very old or precious metal coins are valuable. Sometimes, it's simply about preservation, how well a coin survived the journey from the mint to the present day. So what can we learn from this? If you happen to find a 1994 dime, or any coin really, it's worth paying attention to the details. Look at the reverse torch closely. Are the horizontal bands fully separated? Is the coin bright, clean, and sharp? If it looks especially well preserved, it might be worth having it examined by a professional grader. Even if your coin isn't worth thousands, or tens of thousands, learning to spot these subtle features can add a new dimension to collecting. It turns everyday coins into potential treasures and makes the hobby all the more rewarding. In the end, this 1994 Roosevelt dime isn't just a piece of metal. It's a piece of history preserved in near-perfect condition, a reminder that even the most common objects can surprise us with their value. That's the story behind this remarkable coin, and why it commanded such an impressive price. It's proof that sometimes, the most ordinary coins can have extraordinary stories to tell. Let's take a closer look at a coin that many might pass over without a second thought, the 2000 Roosevelt dime minted in Denver, marked by the small d just below the date. It's a coin that you might find in your pocket change, but it holds a surprising significance for collectors who pay close attention to detail and condition. The Roosevelt dime has been a part of American coinage since 1946, created to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt led the country through some of its most challenging times, including the Great Depression and World War II. This coin commemorates his legacy and his fight against polio, a cause he was passionate about. His image on the dime has remained a constant symbol of leadership and resilience. On the obverse side of the coin, Roosevelt's profile is captured in careful detail. The lines and contours of his face, hair, and expression reflect the skill of the artists and engravers who designed the coin. On the reverse, the Torch of Liberty stands at the center, flanked by an olive branch symbolizing peace and an oak branch representing strength and independence. These elements combine to convey powerful American ideals, making the dime more than just currency but a piece of history in your hand. In the year 2000, the Denver Mint produced millions of these dimes. The mint's role is to strike coins to exacting standards and distribute them for everyday use. This process involves precise machinery and quality control to ensure that each coin meets the necessary specifications. These coins were then released into circulation, destined to be used in countless transactions, from vending machines and toll booths to everyday purchases. Most of these coins have since been handled extensively, passed from hand to hand, exchanged in pockets, wallets, and cash registers. This circulation naturally causes wear, the fine details soften, edges become rounded, and the luster fades. It's a natural life cycle for any coin in use. However, what sets some coins apart is their preservation. A very small percentage of 2000 D Roosevelt dimes survived without entering circulation, remaining in mint state. These coins retain the sharp details of the original design, along with the reflective luster that makes them visually striking. Such coins are usually found in collectors' hands, or sometimes discovered in rolls that never saw the light of everyday use. Collectors place great importance on condition when evaluating coins. The Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 to 70, helps determine the quality of a coin. Most circulated coins fall between 1 and 59, showing various levels of wear. Mint state coins, starting at MS 60, indicate no wear and varying levels of quality within that range. Coins graded MS 67 or MS 68 are considered exceptional, nearly flawless, and highly sought after. For the 2000 Denver dime, those top-grade mint state examples are rare. Despite the large number minted, very few have avoided wear and damage over the past 2 decades. The few that remain in this state are prized by collectors for their quality and rarity. In addition to condition, the sharpness of the coin strike matters. A well-struck coin displays all design elements clearly, the intricate details of Roosevelt's hair, the torch flames, and the leaves on the branches stand out crisply. Coins with weak strikes, where details appear blurred or incomplete, are less desirable. Demand for high-grade modern coins like the 2000 Denver Roosevelt dime has grown steadily as collectors look beyond older, classic coins. These more recent issues offer an opportunity to own a piece of history that is still relatively young, yet rare in top condition. As the years go by, surviving coins in pristine state become scarcer, pushing their value higher. The story of the 2000 Denver dime reminds us that coin collecting isn't just about age or metal content. It's about preservation, rarity, and the stories these small pieces carry. Even a coin that is just over 20 years old can become a prized possession. Now, after exploring the coin's background, design, rarity, and appeal, here is the exciting reveal: the current coin value of this outstanding 2000 Denver Roosevelt dime is $48,000. This surprising value illustrates how condition and collector demand can elevate an everyday coin to a valuable collectible. Next time you handle a 2000 dime with a D mint mark, consider the possibility that you might be holding a rare piece with significant value. If you're someone who's new to coin collecting, this example shows why paying attention to detail matters. Whether you're sorting through coins or just happen to find one in your pocket, take a closer look. Preservation can transform a common coin into something truly special, and for seasoned collectors, this dime serves as a benchmark, proof that modern coins, when kept in exceptional condition, have a place alongside older, more traditionally sought-after coins. It's an exciting development in the world of numismatics, expanding the scope of what collectors consider valuable. So whether you're holding this coin for its history, its artistry, or its surprising value, the 2000 Denver Roosevelt dime is a shining example of how even small pieces of metal can carry a big story. Now let's explore a coin that many might overlook as just another piece of everyday change, but which holds a fascinating story behind its simple exterior: the 2005 Roosevelt dime minted in Denver, easily identified by the D mint mark just below the date. This dime, at first glance, seems ordinary, just a small coin with a familiar profile and design. But within the numismatic community, this particular issue has captured interest because of its rarity in top condition and the value that collectors place on it. The Roosevelt dime has a rich history, having been introduced in 1946 as a tribute to Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II left a lasting legacy, and this coin was created to honor that. Its design is simple yet elegant. On the front, or obverse, Roosevelt's profile is depicted in fine detail, with carefully engraved features that capture the strength and determination of the man. On the back, or reverse, the design centers on a torch symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch representing peace on one side and an oak branch symbolizing strength and endurance on the other. This symbolism is powerful. Liberty, peace, and strength have been foundational values in American history, and this coin carries those ideas every time it changes hands. The design has remained largely consistent since its introduction, making the Roosevelt dime instantly recognizable to generations of Americans. In 2005, the Denver Mint produced a large number of these dimes to meet everyday circulation needs. The coins were struck with precise machinery and high-quality standards, designed to last through many transactions. These dimes were distributed across the country, entering everyday commerce, used in everything from vending machines and toll booths to coffee shops and cash registers. Over time, as is the case with most coins, the vast majority of these dimes suffered the effects of circulation. The details on many coins softened, the sharp edges rounded off, and surfaces became dulled by handling, dirt, and exposure to the elements. This wear and tear is what you would expect from any coin in general circulation. But what makes certain coins stand out is when they escape this fate, when they are preserved in mint state, showing no signs of wear, retaining their original sharpness and luster. Collectors value such mint state coins highly. In coin grading, condition is crucial. The Sheldon grading scale, ranging from 1 to 70, measures a coin's quality, with 70 being a perfect coin showing no flaws even under magnification. Most circulated coins fall well below this, but mint state coins, graded between MS-60 and MS-70, show no signs of wear. Even within this range, coins graded MS-67 or MS-68 are particularly prized because they are almost flawless, with full original mint luster and sharp detail. For the 2005 Denver dime, finding coins in such top grades is rare. The Denver Mint struck millions that year, but few survived unscathed. Most coins left the mint to fulfill their everyday purpose, which naturally leads to damage and wear over time. Those that remain in pristine condition are typically either retained by collectors soon after minting or carefully preserved in protective holders. The rarity of these high-grade 2005 D dimes has made them objects of desire among collectors. The coin's sharpness of strike is also important. A strong strike means the design elements, Roosevelt's facial features, the torch flames, the fine leaves of the branches, are all sharply defined and visible. A weak strike, which can happen if the die pressure is insufficient or the metal flow incomplete, results in less detail and less appeal. Over the years, demand for well-preserved modern coins like the 2005 Denver dime has grown steadily. This demand stems not only from collectors who want to build comprehensive Roosevelt dime collections but also from investors recognizing the potential of high-grade modern coins to increase in value over time. As these coins become harder to find in such perfect condition, their appeal and value naturally increase. The story of this dime reminds us that value in coins doesn't come solely from age or metal content but from a combination of condition, rarity, and collector interest. Even a coin minted less than 2 decades ago can command significant prices if it meets these criteria. Now, after all this exploration into its history, design, and rarity, here is the key point: the coin value of this exceptional 2005 Denver Roosevelt dime is currently estimated at $44,000. This figure reflects how important condition and rarity are in the world of numismatics. It highlights how a coin originally worth just 10 cents can become a valuable collectible when preserved perfectly and sought after by collectors. So next time you come across a 2005 dime with a D mint mark, take a moment to examine it closely. You might be holding a rare treasure that's worth far more than its face value. Remember, every coin has a story, and some stories are hidden just beneath the surface. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified about new coin stories and updates. Your support means a lot and helps us bring you more interesting content. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment with your thoughts or questions. I love hearing from you. See you next time.